I ran into my school bully and realized I never got my happy ending. I was in line at a grocery store after work, half zoned out, staring at the gum display, when I heard my old last name called out. Not in the way people do now, but in that sing-song tone kids use when they're about to be mean. I turned and there he was, the same guy who made middle school feel like a daily humiliation. He used to call me Ghost because I was pale and quiet. He'd kick my backpack down the stairs, and once he dumped my binder in a trash can, telling everyone I smelled like wet paper. I remember laughing along, because it was either that or cry and become an even bigger target. I've replayed those moments in my head for years, hoping to edit them into something less pathetic. He looked genuinely happy to see me, with a bright smile and casual, "Oh my God, hey, it's been forever." He said my name correctly, which felt worse, and asked where I'd been. I mumbled something about moving away for college and coming back, and he nodded like we were old classmates who had just lost touch. Then he did the thing people do when they want to show they've changed. He asked about my family, remembered I was really good at art, and even joked about how our town never changes. I could smell his laundry detergent or cologne, and it made my stomach flip, because it felt so clean and adult, so different from the kid in my head. At some point, he casually said, "I was such a jerk back then. Sorry if I ever gave you a hard time." It wasn't a big apology, not specific, just tossed out like a pebble into a pond. I waited for my moment, the scene where I finally feel powerful, or at least relieved. I waited for anger, satisfaction, tears, anything. Instead, I felt this heavy blankness, like my brain just shut a door. I smiled because my body knows how to be polite even when I'm freaking out, and I said, "Yeah, it was a while ago." That was it. He paid for his things, patted my shoulder like we were buddies, and walked out. I sat in my car afterward, staring at the steering wheel, until my hands stopped shaking. I hated myself for being nice. I hated myself for not saying the truth. I also hated myself for still caring, because he clearly didn't. He gets to be a normal adult who apologizes in one sentence, and then goes home to sleep. I carry around a closet full of old shame that still fits me. I always pictured closure as a clean snap, like a thread breaking. But it turns out it's more like realizing that thread is wrapped around your ribs, and you've been breathing around it for years. I drove home with groceries I didn't even remember buying, and I couldn't stop thinking, if this is what winning looks like, it kind of sucks.